Okay, 3:53 a.m. and it's just barely starting to sprinkle the tiniest amount. I mean, almost like you're not sure if it's actually sprinkling or if it's bugs hitting your arm. But this is supposedly the first effects of Ian here in Homosassa, which isn't even in the track anymore. Strangely quiet though. Got a little wind coming. I don't know if any of this shows up. These camera phones are remarkable, but this is total blackout. It's totally overcast, not a star in the sky. "5:45 a.m. and it's just been very, very lightly raining. It is doing so now. Here's some frogs. Very peaceful. It's 6:45 and the rain is getting a little firmer. And I was just looking up some stuff on the internet, and we're supposed to get a total of 6 inches over the next 24 hours, which surprises me. But then I looked at the radar, and this is from Ian, which is now hitting southern Florida. It hasn't made landfall yet, but it's like a couple of 100 miles wide for the effects of this thing. Really big, and unusually, or atypically, the most rain is on the north side of the track. So the one time we're getting it from the north is when the one time the rain is on the north. We'll take a look again at first light. Okay, 7:11 now, first light. I've been watching Action News, ABC Action News out of Tampa, and they're doing almost like a minute-by-minute track of the eye, and it's wobbling. It's still wobbling. It's building in intensity. It's 2 miles per hour off of a Cat 5 at this point. It's still offshore, but it's still wobbling, and the last couple of wobbles made it come north, change the direction northward a little bit. So until this thing makes landfall, it could still hit anywhere, but they're expecting it around Sarasota. But as long as it hasn't made landfall, it could still move more north. So we're not out of the woods yet. And this thing is so huge, we're obviously getting rain from it. Probably get some winds up to 50 miles an hour, assuming it stays to the main track of cutting across central Florida. So that's the view at about 7:15. Little wind up in the trees there, not much. A little later on, I think I'll move the cars up to the new driveway. Okay, 7:34, still sprinkling here. It's gonna come and go all day. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and move the cars up to the new driveway. And I forgot I got a tarp over here I gotta take down. Okay, so both operational cars are up on the driveway. I put them at street level. And we'll also get to see if the clay gives way under the weight of the cars as it gets wet. So tarp off of that, and that frame can do what it wants. And I'm going to lower this down to the ground just on general principles. But I'm going to keep it connected because the weight of the tractor will keep the frame in place if we get some really big gusts. Frankly, I don't think anything's going to touch this, but I mean anything that we're going to get. We're going to get maximum of 60 mile an hour gusts here. Okay, so down on the ground and got the top under the tires. That ought to hold it down. So there we go. Just look around. And see what the next 24 hours brings. Gray skies, lightly raining, little tiny gusts every now and then. And no yard bunny. Where's my yard bunny? No birds either. Huh. Gray skies. I'm down in the lower 40 here, and this is my lowest point right here. And the ground is moist, but not wet at all. No puddles or anything at this point. So that's where we stand as the rain begins. My Norfolk pine is totally gone, unfortunately, but my volunteer pine is still hanging in there. This has got to be the slowest growing pine in the history of pine. That's been there for, God, I don't know, at least 5 years. But it hasn't grown much. But it's been through a lot, floods and freezes, and it's good that it's still there. That one, though, isn't looking too good. Huh. I just noticed that. That's got nothing going on. The other pines have lots of needles. That one's got nothing. That might be a dead pine. Oh. Huh. Yeah, that kind of looks dead. I have to take that down. Huh. Okay. Well, that's what it looks like here now. Nice view south. I don't feel like sleeping, so I'm just sort of moseying around the yard and the street and just looking around, being stalked by a turtle. That was a great description of waiting on a hurricane. Happy day to you.